Let's begin in a comfortable cross-legged position. And if comfortable cross-legged position sounds like an oxymoron to you, then it's good to go get some towels to prop yourself up so that you can sit comfortably. And let's start with a deep breath in, filling the lungs. And exhale long and slow, relaxing the shoulders. And if you're comfortable doing so, you can let the eyes close. Drop into the feeling of your buttocks sitting on the ground. As you feel the support of the earth, maybe you can relax into it. Letting the legs be heavy and release down. Let the floor of your pelvis drop. Relax open the walls of the belly and feel the breath emerging more fully. And then carry the breath up from the belly to the chest. Continuing to relax into your exhales. Expand with your inhales. And then bring the hands to the ground in front of you. And then just skim your hands across the floor from side to side, reaching all the way across. Stay connected to your breath and move with your breath. And the next time you come to the left, stay there. Press into your right hand. Press into your left hand. Take a deep breath in, sending your right buttock back. And then exhale and relax over your left leg. Maybe reaching out longer through the right arm. Continuing to press into the left hand, sinking into your right sit bone. Feeling the breath as though it can come all the way up to your right fingertips. Relax relaxing with each exhale. As you sink lower, if you do, you can reach out more through that right arm. And then swing the right arm over to the right. Bring the left arm over to the right. Press into your right hand, sinking back and down into your left buttock. Deep breath in, exhaling over the leg, extending out through the left arm. Maintaining the fullness of your inhale and the ease of your exhale. If you breathe deeply, the exhale will be automatic, so you can't make yourself relax. But there's a natural letting go. And then lift yourself up. Reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale the hands behind you, clasping your hands. Roll the shoulders back and the shoulder blades in. And drop the chin to the chest. Inhale deeply, lifting your heart to your chin. Exhale, feel the heaviness of your head and let it release down. Feel the fullness of your in-breath and notice where it goes and where the exhale might release. On your next inhale, release the hands and reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Staying with the breath, noticing the cross of your legs, which one is in front or on top. And then release the hands and the legs. You can rub the knees if that would feel good to you. And then we'll cross the legs again the other way. Taking a moment just to connect with the feel of the body sitting. Relaxing the belly and sinking into the sit bones. Let the chin drop to the chest again, and then bring it over to the left shoulder. Lowering the head And place the right hand behind your back with the palm facing out. Maybe bringing the hand all the way over to the left waist, or if you can, even onto the left thigh. If your hand is against your back, press the knuckle side of your hand into your back to roll the elbow and shoulder back and open. Try to stay relaxed, not forcing anything. Letting the opening come from the fullness of your inhale and the deepening into the pose from the release of the exhale. Full breath in, complete breath out. And then return that right hand, bring your chin center and lift your head. Feel your head lining up over your heart again. The flow of breath moving up and down your spine. And then drop the chin and bring it over toward the right shoulder. Place your left hand behind your back, bringing it over toward the right waist or maybe on top of the right thigh. And then press the back side of the hand into your body and roll the shoulder and elbow back. And see if that changes the placement or the experience of your breath in any way. Track the movement of your breath from inception to end. Sometimes the mind has an easier time staying with something that it's doing, and so you might find that your attention on the inhale is fairly effortless, and then the mind wanders just for those moments of the exhale because you don't have to do anything to exhale, it just happens. So just see if you can train your mind to track the breath all the way through to the end of the exhale. Then release the left hand, bring your chin center, lift your head. Feeling the breath moving relatively straight up and down the body. And then on your next in-breath, reach the arms up, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward, letting the hands relax on the ground. Letting the elbows bend even the slightest bit. If you're not low enough to the ground to bend the elbows, you can still take the rigidity out of the elbows. Just create a sense of fluidity. So there's the possibility for releasing down. Breathing deeply in, exhaling all the air out, sinking toward the earth. Keep the breath pouring in until there's really no more room for any more breath. And then walk your hands in, roll yourself up, inhale as you reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Stay connected to the breath even as the movement becomes non-rhythmic, releasing the hands and legs. So kind of like a piece of music where there's a bass line that maintains that steady rhythm even though the melody is moving to a different pace or rhythm. And just move the feet around. Everyone's pretty much doing that anyway. Are you still feeling the rhythm of your breath behind the melody of your feet? Good. And then we'll cross the feet and flip over onto hands and knees. Just take a moment here and feel the weight of the arms sinking into the ground and the weight of the legs, distributing the weight evenly across the four legs of this table posture. And then as the breath flows from the belly to the chest, the movement will follow. Dipping the belly down as the breath is in the belly, lifting the chest up, reaching up through the eyes as the inhale lifts up, and reversing the spine as the exhale flows out. You can let the exhale be a little bit more intentional now, so that it's not just this falling out, but you can deliberately pull the belly up toward the spine to release all the last bits of air out. And then we'll return to neutral spine. Taking the gaze down to the floor, reconnecting with the solidness of the arms and legs. Lift the left leg back behind you. And extend the right arm out in front of you. Pull the belly up to support the spine. And reach out long through the arm and leg. And breathe long as though you're trying to touch the fingertips and the toes with your breath. Take the right arm out to the side. We're going to twist. You can leave your leg up in the air if you want that challenge, or you can just bring the foot down to the ground. Right arm up, left leg back. And bring the right hand back down and send the left leg out to the side. Walking the hands in, rolling yourself up. Inhale, reaching up, arms lift. Exhale, coming down to the left. Reach the right arm over, turn the gaze up. Maybe closing the eyes. Deepen and lengthen the inhale. And try to relax with your exhale, maybe sinking down to the left a little more. Again, that's not a forcing, just kind of a listening and allowing, seeing if the body has that ability to let go and just feeling for it and surrendering to it. And then with an inhale, the right arm lifts and bring the hand back to the right heel. If you don't reach the heel, just curl the toes under and see if that helps you reach the heel. And if you still don't reach the heel, the hand can just go on your waist. Left arm up, head drops back, straighten your left leg if you can, press into your left foot, bring your tailbone under you, lift your chest with your breath. Drop back into your exhale. See if you can feel the breath opening the front of the body. Spread it out. And then turning your head to look down to the right, bringing the left arm down. Bring both hands to the ground, walk them around to the front, but not all the way to the front. We're going to step that left leg forward and then bring one hand on either side of the leg. Flex and point the foot. Lifting the toes, pressing down the toes. Lifting the toes, pressing down the toes. And then hold the foot in the flex position. Inhale and lift your heart. Look up. Stay looking up. Bend your elbows and release your ribs down toward your thigh, looking up. Inhale, still looking up. Exhale, scoop the belly in and try to lower the belly toward the thigh, still looking up. Inhale deep. Exhale, lay your ribs down, drop your head. Again, create some slack in your arms. If your hands don't reach the ground here, then hopefully you have some props that you can rest your hands on. But if the hands just barely reach the ground so that your arms are straight, still try to unlock the elbows. Relax the weight of your head, drop your forehead. Feel the inhale pouring into this shape. A lot of the body where we're used to breathing is closed off, and so you might react to that with a really shallow breath and see if instead you can continue to intend to breathe deeply and just see where the breath finds space in the body to express itself. Take weight out of your hands so they're just resting down for balance. Good. Lift your head, shift your hips down, bending deeply into that front knee. And those of you who are used to having a more challenging practice on Tuesdays and miss that, you can always modify and make anything more challenging. So like here, you can curl your back toes under and lift your knee off the ground and lift your hands and maybe bring them up, or just stay here in this nice deep lunge where you can really sink down into the earth by keeping the knee bent. In either expression, bring your tailbone forward toward your left heel. Ming, straighten your back leg and press back through your heel more. Good. Michael, you can relax your, oh, okay. Yep. Good. And then if you're in the lifted version, bring your knee back down to the ground. Bring the hands back down to the ground. If you're in the upright version, bring your hands and knee back down. And then send that left knee back. Coming back into table. Reestablishing the weight of the body, sinking down into the arms and the legs. And then lifting the right leg up parallel to the ground, keeping the gaze down. Lift the left arm up, lift the belly up toward the back. Slow, long breaths, extending through the fingers and toes. And then bring the left hand down. Bring the left hand out to the side, and then we'll take it into a twist. And again, that right foot can be on the ground if you want a gentler version, or for more challenging, keep it off the ground. Twisting the ribs up and to the left. left hand down and send the right foot out to the side. The foot is level with the left knee. And then walk the hands in, roll up, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, right hand down on the leg, left arm reaching overhead, gazing up and to the left. If the neck doesn't like that, then you can also just gaze down. And when I say gaze, I'm really talking about the direction of the eyes, but the eyes can be closed. It's often helpful to close the eyes so there's no visual distraction from the internal experience. Really, yoga is a practice of internal experience. The breath can flow in and out of the body with full awareness. Noticing how the breath relates to the shape that you're in. How maybe it allows the shape to open more or release more, or both, or maybe neither. On your next inhale, lift the left arm up and exhale it down to find your left foot, curling the toes under if you need that heel to come up higher, placing the hand on the waist if it doesn't reach, and the right arm up and back, head back, right leg straight, hips under you. Breath out into the open space of your front body. Maybe it feels tight, maybe it feels constricted, maybe it feels scary, maybe it feels hard to breathe. Whatever it is, just stay with it. Just keep your attention on the experience, however it may be. Rejecting nothing, changing nothing. However it is how it's supposed to be. Just allow it and love it. And then take your gaze down to the left. Bring your hands down in front of you and to the left. Send your right leg forward. And then bring one hand on either side of that leg. And drop down through the toes, pull up through the toes. Point and flex. And then hold the flex position. Take your gaze up. So see why I might be saying take your gaze up. So let's just bring the gaze down and notice A, the rounding of the back, and B, the level of the stretch that you feel in the back of your leg. And now take your gaze up and notice the rounding or straightness of your spine and see how it feels in the stretch. So, we feel like getting closer to the leg makes the stretch deeper. I don't know how it is in your body. In my body, when I look up, the stretch is definitely more intense with the spine straight. So that's why I'm doing it. If it doesn't seem to help you, then just ignore me. So inhaling, look up, and keeping the gaze up, and exhaling and trying to lower the belly toward the thigh without dropping the head. And then again, looking up and trying to lower the ribs down toward the thighs without dropping the head. And then looking up as you inhale. And then try to keep your spine long and straight. Relax your head over. And then if your arms are straight, that's fine. Just don't have them be rigid. If the arms are rigid, then there's no way for you to release further into the pose. So soften the elbows. And if your elbows are already quite bent, you might still notice that your hands are really firm on the ground, kind of like in a bracing. And then you can soften the hands as well, maybe come onto fingers if that will help, so that there's no sense of holding yourself up, and really just exhaling and letting go. Feeling that long, slow, deep inhale that fosters that letting go on the exhale. Good. And then lift your torso, bend your front knee, dropping your hips forward. And then again, if you like a different version, you can lift your back knee, you can lift maybe one arm or both arms, but not to the detriment of the stretch. Like, I personally find that the traditional lunge gives me the best stretch of that hip flexor, but if you want to get more strength, then by all means you can lift your back leg, but keep focusing on the opening of your hip flexor by pressing back through your left heel if the knee is off the ground, and forward through your tailbone for all versions. And if the knee is on the ground, then you can just relax the back foot. If you're in the upraised version, please bring your hands and back knee down. And then we'll all bring the right knee back and come into child's pose. Sitting on your feet, folding over. If your forehead doesn't rest on the ground, child's pose is a resting position. The head needs to rest too. So if it doesn't reach the ground, stack your hands or fists under your forehead so that your head can also rest. And then breathe in and out of this really rested posture. Really embodying the rest in the hands and arms, in the spine, in the head. And if you like, you can even rest the breath and let go of the intentional deep breathing and just be here. Feeling how it is to rest. Extend the arms overhead. Lift your buttocks off your feet. Keep your hands where they are, shoulder width apart. Spread the fingers wide, coming onto hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Take a deep breath in. And then when you exhale, lift the knees. Keep them bent. Press the ribs toward the thighs. Drop the head toward the floor. Press forward through the fingers, pushing back through the sit bones, lengthening the spine. Pull the shoulders down the back. And then press the heels down, straightening the legs. And really press forward into all 10 fingers. Maybe as you inhale, you can feel the length from your fingers to your buttocks. And then when you exhale, you can press the heels down even more. And then today, let's press the inner ankles toward the outer ankles, just slightly changing the stretch. And those of you who like to work a little bit harder, you can take the one-handed version and bring the left hand to the outside of your right shin and look under and twist. If you're doing the one-handed version, take the right hand to the outer left shin or calf and look under your arm and twist. And then let's bring the hands down if you lifted them. And then walk the feet up to the hands. If you're resting and you need to keep resting, please do. I really love it when I see people listening to their body. That's the deepest expression of yoga. And rolling all the way up, reaching the arms up if you're standing with us. And then bringing the hands down to the heart center. Taking a moment to find stillness in the outer body and movement within as you breathe. Let the weight shift into your left leg and feel that left foot become heavy. Feel the whole leg sinking down into the earth and lying the head up over your left foot. Feel the breath slow and steady, and then gently open your eyes, finding a spot to place your gaze on. Staying connected to the feel and rhythm of your breath. Lift the right foot up and place it to the inside of your left leg. If you struggle with balance, the toes can stay on the floor. If you need to have the foot low, that's fine. If you can bring it all the way up to the very top of your left thigh, go ahead. Just don't place it on your knee. Anywhere else along the leg is fine. Good. Now push the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot to open that knee out. In fact, we can take the hand and just open the knee out a little bit. Just getting that inner hip opening. Teresa, is your foot on your knee? Looks like it might be.
If you can, bring it either lower or higher if it's on the knee. If it's an optical illusion, then just stay where you are. Good. And then if you're balanced, and only if you're balanced, then take your arms up. The key about the balancing poses is not necessarily that your balance is perfect, but that your concentration is perfect. So if you fall out of the pose, try to stay in the rhythm of your breath and keep your drishti, your gaze point. So I'm going to just fall out of the pose, but mentally I haven't left. Mentally I'm still focused. That's what we're looking for. And then if the hands are lifted, please bring them back down into Anjali Mudra, palms together at your heart. And then place the foot back down. And close the eyes if that feels safe and comfortable. And start to bring attention to the right foot, letting the whole leg sink into the ground. Feeling the weight of the body lining up over that right foot. A very deliberate, slow breath in and out that your mind follows, even as we open the eyes softly, looking at one pinpointed spot. And then when you're ready, lifting the left foot to the inside of the right leg and press the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. That creates stability, as well as maybe letting you open that knee out a little more. And we can take the left hand and just give a little suggestion to that opening. And then the hands can come to the heart. You can leave them down if that helps you. If you're balanced and stable, you can lift the arms up overhead, coming into whatever expression of tree pose is moving through you organically right now. Feeling the solid roots of the tree sinking down into the earth. Feeling the rhythm of your breath. Feeling the single pointed focus of your gaze. If the arms are lifted, bring them back down to the heart. Release the foot down if you haven't already. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out of the mouth. Release the hands down. Let it go. Drop the chin to the chest. Roll yourself down. You can have the knees bent or the legs straight. Just kind of rolling down to suggest a relaxation of the body over the legs. Just hanging like a rag doll. Maybe taking opposite elbows. Just hanging. Breathing. Letting go.
And then bringing the hands to the floor, bending the knees if you need to. And then we'll all bend the knees and lower the buttocks all the way down to the heels. Hands come back, bringing the buttocks to the ground. Feet on the floor with the knees bent. Bring the hands around the knees. Tuck the chin and lean back. And if you like instead to work the abs, the hands can be off the knees and you can keep the spine straight. Otherwise, you can enjoy breathing into the upper back and the shoulder blades as we round and lean away from the hands. And then we'll all slowly lower down onto our backs. Keeping the knees bent. Lift the hips an inch, tuck the tailbone and release down. And release the legs and shake them out. If you're using an eye pillow, you might place that on your eyes now. And then we'll rest the legs and rest the arms out away from the body. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out of the mouth, releasing into the earth. Again, inhaling. Exhaling out of the mouth, releasing the weight of the jaw. The teeth separate, the lips part slightly. And another breath in. Exhaling out of the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind. Letting go of images and words, past and future. Coming right into the present, into sensation, feeling breath. And letting go of the breath. Just allowing the breath to happen however it may. Letting the mind come to rest on the feel of the breath. Wherever you notice it in your body, feel the movement. Notice the breath coming in and the breath going out. Fast or slow, deep or shallow, doesn't matter. Just let it be. And be with it fully. Curious and awake, and yet deeply relaxed. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go.
Breathe into your heart. Move fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rocking side to side. Feeling the ground massaging your back. Come center, bring the soles of the feet together, the palms of the hands together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot, waking up the energy in the body again. And then roll over onto either side, resting your head on your underside arm, resting your body on the ground, continuing to rest your mind in the present moment, taking in how it feels to be here now. Feeling the aliveness or the sleepiness or the busyness of the mind if it happens to be racing into the future, or maybe just settling into the ease of now. And then slowly lift yourself up, letting your head come up last. Come into any comfortable seated position. Sinking the sit bones down, lifting the spine tall. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.